Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here, do not forget to subscribe guys. Today's video I want to talk about proof of funds for you to use and apply for visitor visa or proof of funds for visitor visa to Canada. First of all, what is a visitor visa? A visitor visa is a visa you use to enter Canada and you stay in Canada for up to 6 months, and after 6 months if you do not change this visa you have to exit Canada. Okay, so that is the use of a visitor visa. You basically use it to Canada. I'm talking about a visitor visa to Canada now, not to Europe or any other country. So with this visitor visa you can use it to get a job, but the employer has a lot to follow. That is why you see most times when you tell an employer that you have a visitor visa, it's going to be very difficult for them to recruit you, especially if you are outside of your home country, especially if you are in Canada. But even if when you are in Canada, it still becomes very difficult and hard to change that particular visa, the visitor visa, to a working permit. Most employers will not like to go through the process of this visitor visa issue, you understand. So I'm going to be talking about the proof of funds today, and let's talk about the bank statement and of course the bank attestation. The bank attestation is a document to prove that you actually have an account with the bank, and of course they can trust you more. Now the bank statement must carry your names and every detail as on your passport as you are using to apply for the visitor visa. It is very, very important. I got a complaint last time of someone telling me that someone was doing her visitor visa application and made a lot of errors. Then when the same person arrived in Canada, she was asked to name, because she was going as a tourist. According to her, she was going as a tourist. When she arrived Canada, they asked her to name 2 tourist destinations in Canada. She was unable to supply them, and I really start doubting how she got her visitor visa. So looking at the visitor visa, you will clearly understand that it is somehow difficult to get this particular visa and convert it to a working permit. Just first of all, getting the visa is a whole lot of hurdle. If you check their website, IRCC website, you are going to see that this particular visa takes at least 300 days plus in certain countries, and it is still not guaranteed. It can come within months, it can come early, it can come after even 7 days, and it can come after 2 years or even 1 year or more. I know people who recently got visitors visas, they did in 2021. So this is what it is. I cannot really encourage someone, or if you are to do this visa, but if you must ask me, I would say, why doing this process? Do other processes. Do not put your eggs in one basket. It is very, very important, okay? Because what if it takes longer? Now we are done with that. Also understand that I have always said, there is a video I did some time ago. I said, if the visitor visa is the only option you have because it is cheap, grab it and run to Canada. If you think that where you are doing nothing can benefit you, nothing is moving, take the visitor visa and move. If you are not able to get a job, of course you are going to be seeing what you are doing, right? You calculate. If you are not able to get a job, try to ask for Odoro. But before asking for Odoro, make sure you know what Odoro is and put many things into consideration. This is the advice I will have for you. Now let's go back to the visa proper or the video proper. We are talking about proof of funds to apply for this particular visa. How much do you need in your bank account? What are the documents to show? I already talked about bank attestation, which is the document to prove that you have an account with the bank. Secondly, your bank statement must be for the past 4 months to 6 months. But remember, with the visitor visa, if you check IRCC, you are going to see some petty figures there to prove that when you reach Canada, those figures are going to take care of you. But trust me, that money is small. And remember, what is the use of the proof of funds for visitor visa? This proof of funds is to tell the visa officer that you have enough money to pay your accommodation, feed yourself, transport yourself to wheresoever you are going to be visiting within that duration you are saying you want to live in Canada. So now, let's take a look at the funds you need. How much do you need in your bank account? I've talked about the bank statement, I've talked about the bank attestation. Now, pay slips too have to come in case you are working. I will not encourage you to go on a visitor visa or to be applying for a visitor visa whereas you don't have a bank account, you do not work. These are two things you need to know. But however, you can still do them. It's not a restriction. There is no law somewhere to say you must be working or you must have a bank account. People can sponsor you, but using my own logical reasoning, if I'm the visa officer, I will favor somebody more that has a bank account and has a job and is on leave. If you watch the other video, you are going to understand better. Now, how much do you need to be in your bank account? Like I said, there are some figures on IRCC, but if you calculate those figures, the money is quite small. Now, for you to go on a visitor visa or to go to Canada on a visitor visa, either for a conference, a touristic purpose, or family reunion or visit, I will always say that if you are going to be spending at least 7 days in Canada, have at least $5,000 in your bank account. At least, if you are going to be spending maybe 7 to 10 days or more, have at least $10,000 in your bank account. Then if you are going to be staying for months, have maybe 15,000 up. Remember, the higher the money in your bank account or the more the money, the higher your chances of getting an approval. But this is not the only thing they use to assess applicants, okay? So it doesn't mean that if you have 200 million in your bank account and the others are not correct, you are going to get the visa. No way. Just arrange your bank account. The most important thing is to arrange your documents well. Your bank account should be clean and clear, not the fake type of account, because I know a lot of people, they will manipulate this. But please, if you really want to do something, make sure your account is clear. You withdraw money, you put money, you withdraw money. Not like you want to apply for the visa tomorrow and you're going to open an account today. That's not how it's done. Of course, people do open accounts like that for other visas, especially study visas, when they have a gift deed. You can open your account and your parents gift you the money to put inside. Then you explain that your parents gifted you the money. They are going to write the letter, samples online, okay? But I will advise you to get your own personal bank account. It is important. Then you get the pay slips and all the other things inside. For the past 6 months, it is important to be building the account. The visa officer, most of the time, they reject your visa because your account statement is not telling them the truth. Most of the time, most people have accounts, but they don't put anything inside, which is not really that good, okay? If you have an account and you're thinking of traveling abroad, you need to start building that particular account. Keep putting money, keep reducing money, keep removing money and stuff like that. It's going to help a lot, because if the visa officer takes your bank statement and see that it's older than 2 years and you have been withdrawing money from ATM, excellent. You have been taking some money out of the account from the counter, excellent. You have maybe another thing you are doing, that you channel the money inside, excellent. And you are also building, like bringing in money, removing money, and it's going, and the bank is able to take charge, excellent. This is how you do it, okay? And remember, for the price for the visitor visa is $185 Canadian dollars. In CFA francs is like maybe 84,000 CFA francs. For Nigerian naira, I do not know how much it's in Nigeria. I think maybe 70k, 69, 70k or something. I don't know the naira rate today. So this is what you need to know. Remember, every pay slips, every document from your company or bank must carry the details of the bank. It is very important. You cannot trick this, okay? Now, try to check booking.com and how to book accommodation and the order for your visitor visa. As an international student or an international that is looking to apply for a visitor visa to Canada, there are certain documents that you need in order for you to successfully get this visa. But remember, no visa is ever guaranteed. Let nobody lie to you. But the first thing you need to do is to make sure you supply the right documents for the visa officer to look at your visa and make a decision. Before I proceed to the documents you need to apply for the visitor's visa, I want to draw your attention to the fact that if you do the visa application yourself, this is the visitor visa to Canada. If you do this application yourself, you are going to spend just $185. This is equivalent to like 83,000 CFA francs or 84,000, and I think around 75,000 naira. So know that if you do it yourself, you are going to spend less. But if you go to people, well, I don't know what I can say again. But first, do you like this video? If yes, please share the video so that somebody can learn something today. Like I said, this video I'm going to be doing is for documents that you need to apply for a visitor visa to Canada. Do you know the meaning of a visitor visa? Do you know what you are going to use the visitor visa for? If you don't know that you are going to get this visa depending on your passport duration. If your passport is 10 years, they will give you for 10 years. If your passport is 2 years to expiring date, they are going to give you for 2 years. So I will recommend do not use a passport that is less than 2 years old, because this visa is a multiple entry visa, which means that you can move from Nigeria to Canada, then you come back after 6 months, you go again. That is the meaning of a multiple entry visa. Now, without wasting more of your time, let's take a look at the documents that you need to apply for a visitor visa. Remember, if you work, it is advantage you. Remember, if you have your own bank account, it is advantage you. To follow more on my YouTube channel up here, please make sure you watch more videos so that you understand what I am talking in detail. Now, document number 1 include your international passport. Document number 2 include your pay slips. This is for those who work and earn a salary. If you do not have pay slips, no problem at all, but it is going to be more important if you can supply your pay slip. Document number 3, visas in your international passport. If you have travel experience and more visas, or if you have been traveling, then this is a plus 10 for you. But if you have not been traveling, it doesn't mean that you cannot get the visitor visa. You can still get it. Now, the other document is your flight itinerary. You need a flight itinerary. You must not pay, but an itinerary is okay. You equally need a cover letter in the case if you are going for a conference, if you want to visit a family member, if you are going for touristic purposes, you need to write on something. You need to write a letter explaining to the visa officer that this is where I'm going, this is what I'm going to be doing, this is how my activity is going to look like, and this is when I have to exit Canada. Please share this video so that somebody can learn something today. Like I said, the visitor visa is $185 if you do it yourself. Now, the next document is your hotel booking. You can book from booking.com. And again, let's talk about the bank statement, which is the proof of funds. You are going to watch another video from here. A letter from your employer is another document if you work, showing that you are on leave, and of course, you are going to return to duty on this particular day. So these are the main documents. Remember, any letter or any document from your company has to carry the company's letterhead. Till we meet again in another one. Peace.